Hey everyone, and welcome to Boss Advisory. Today we're going to reveal the 7 best rules of money this year 2022. Rule number 1. Money is a game. Money is a game after all. This implies that there are rules to money, and if you follow the rules, you will advance. In other words, you will gain more money if you follow the laws of the market. Now that I've had your attention, you're undoubtedly wondering, so all I have to do to get more money is to play by the rules? And yes is the answer. You must act in a specific manner in order to achieve a specific result. It's basic science. Everything has a formula, except experience, which can only be acquired via failure. What I'm trying to say is that there are no boundaries if you understand how money functions, why it goes in particular directions, and the fundamental laws that underpin our financial system. Many individuals approach the topic of money as if it were some deep, difficult to understand science, though it isn't. Since most people associate it negatively, their strategy is gravely flawed. For instance, I was raised in a middle-class household. Although neither impoverished nor wealthy, we did live paycheck to paycheck. I did not realize how severe this was until I was about 13 years old. No matter how much money my parents made, it always seemed insufficient. Even though we didn't really talk about it, the subject of money always caused stress and strain. Don't talk about money during dinner. My mother once even commanded as if it were some sort of sin. Most people feel that way. They were raised in families who had strong negative connections with wealth and the wealthy. They are exposed to phrases like, money is wicked, wealthy people are selfish, money is the source of all evil, and occasionally even, money is the hand of the evil. I need you to comprehend this before we move on to the subsequent steps. Money is a neutral concept that serves only as a tool. The world as we know it wouldn't exist if not for money. The individual egoism brought on by the power of money, according to Adam Smith, money is excellent for the growth of society because the market alone permits value to be rewarded with money. You will eliminate bad connections and gain power once you realize that it is nothing more than a game, and all you need to do to win is to follow the rules. Rule number 2. Money is king. People learn that cash is king and always will be during times of financial crisis if there is anything they can learn from those experiences. People frequently mention not keeping any cash in the bank when times are good. People will claim that it is simply gathering dust and losing value as a result of inflation. Saving is much more crucial than investing, especially if you're just starting off. I witnessed far too many young individuals lose everything due to investing in risk-taking they don't even comprehend the schemes. You'll require some cash when a crisis arises, like the coronavirus pandemic. No matter if you run your own business or work in an office, you should always have some extra cash on hand for majority situations only. That kind of money may save you from going bankrupt and from ending yourself homeless if you lose your work, as millions and millions of others are currently experiencing. Now, pay close attention. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't gamble, invest, or participate in games. The goal is to carefully execute this. We're talking about having between 3 and 12 months worth of expenses set aside. The majority of folks don't have that much money on hand. Actually, the majority of individuals are perpetually weeks away from bankruptcy because they live paycheck to paycheck. You need to invest if you want to double and grow your money. In a crisis, having a roof over your head and being protected come first and foremost. Rule number 3. Have patience. Everywhere, including in institutions, online courses, and YouTube channels, there is little instruction on the subject of patience. Having patience is crucial for a number of reasons. First, you'll probably earn more money if you're patient. Let's imagine that you are investing and the business you selected is currently producing a sizable profit. Should you actually liquidate your assets and cash in on your stocks if you're impatient? What if you waited just a few more years and earned twice as much as you would have if you had sold now? Now, there is a risk associated with this. It boils down to research and setting reasonable expectations, but it's possible that you may lose all that money if you wait. This is the situation of regular investors who engage in it on a part-time basis or just for fun. They frequently lament that they sold their assets too soon and that they could have gained X amount of money had they held onto them for an additional couple of years. Second, persistence is the key to a successful business. Money doesn't appear overnight. In reality, you must create the money rather than seek it out. A well-known proverb states, "If you chase money, it runs." Money making makes a significant difference. Investments allow for the creation of money itself. When you reach that stage of life, you begin to expand like never before, and compound interest's beneficial effects may kick in. You should also be aware that compounding can go both up and down. Simply said, you will win more quickly the more you win. You'll lose weight more quickly the more you lose. Either exponential gain or exponential loss exists. It is quite simple to understand how this operates if you play the doubles game. Let's imagine that I gave you $1,000 and that moving forward, every month you will double that amount. You're going to have $2,000 in a month. That's not a lot, but hold on. The following month, you'll have $4,000, then $8,000, $16,000, $64,000, and finally, $128,000. You earned six figures in just 7 months. Your current objective is to determine how to effectively double your money, control the risk, and do so either monthly or annually. The Oracle of Bahama and one of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett, frequently stresses the value of patience. He's one of those guys who amassed wealth gradually via perseverance, research, and value-oriented business practices. Rule number 4, search where no one is looking. As a result, certain industries are destroyed when the coronavirus appears out of nowhere. The general consensus is that certain sectors shouldn't be considered when beginning a new firm because they are currently being utterly torn apart, including tourism, healthcare, and other industries. Unless they are. Let me explain. Everyone is currently looking for a firm that is prospering. Zoom, Uber, financial services, advertising, and social media are all on the table. What about the legacy industries though? They require a replacement or an advancement in order to survive the upcoming pandemic. Play your own game rather than imitating what others are doing. Look for innovation in impacted industries. Additionally, you'll have far more area to maneuver and less competition as a result. The next Google, Tesla, and Amazon will all be created in the same way. There are 2 scenarios that can occur when an industry is dying. Number 1, it won't live again. Number 2, it will be innovated by entrepreneurs. Consider the instance of printing. The newspaper is no longer truly read by anyone. We have social media, television, and podcasts. When I can acquire all that information and much more via a website, why would I need a large paper? I carry a pocket-sized device, is that right? Rule number 5. Arrange your moves ahead of time. The majority of people lack financial objectives because they worry they won't be able to strike them. How are you meant to achieve your goals if you don't have any plan? Goal setting and achievement are incredibly exciting and rewarding. You are merely floating about with no real purpose if you aren't spending any money. If there is no purpose, then why do we work so hard? To set yourself up for success, you first need to have a purpose and then some goals. These are the actions you should take next. Goals should be broken down into smaller targets. If you're unsure of your next step, just consider the first action that makes the most sense to go with the direction of your objective and take it right away. Making smart financial decisions can also enable you to save more money and prevent overspending. Setting spending restrictions can help you maintain self-discipline, and eventually, you should start generating more income. Rule number 6. Avoid unnecessary debt. People who tell you to avoid debt don't know what they're talking about. Don't get me wrong, there are many different kinds of debt. I'm not referring to debts like credit cards, student loans, or unaffordable mortgages. You must be knowledgeable and confident in your ability to make timely repayments if you want to use debt constructively. I'm actually referring to business loans, which are used to start or finance a business. Don't expect it to be simple. It takes a lot of time. I've heard far too many people describe debt as some terrifying monsters you should avoid. Credit cards improve your credit score, thus they are beneficial. Your credit score will be evaluated to determine whether you are trustworthy enough to purchase a home one day. Additionally, if you manage your debt well, you can easily benefit greatly in the initial months. Just be extremely cautious because if you make mistakes, you might always regret them. Debt may be a lethal weapon, but only if you know how to use it. The implications of improper debt management might land you in a lot of problems. Therefore, use caution when dealing with loans and ensure that you have a repayment strategy and fallback plan in place if plan A doesn't work. And the 7th rule is, what can't you see? There are some things we just take for granted. Questioning everything and constantly looking for what you're lacking is the key to excellent strategic thinking because that normally works against you. Stop believing you're always correct and start challenging the heart of your views. Avoid letting your feelings stand in the way of your accomplishment. Be positive and try to see the good in everything, but don't be a fool. In today's economy, investing money in a digital asset is most likely to thrive. This is one of the millennial ways that allows you to make profitable money online right from the comfort of your own home. And as a matter of fact, you can take it with you anywhere you go. If that interests you, make sure to click the first link down below to find out. Thank you guys for watching Boss Advisory. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get notified on every new incredible content we make for you. Have a wonderful day and see you on the next one.